Mortal Kombat Deception was released October 4th, 2004 to a sea of bloodthirsty fans. Welcome into today's video where we're going to be taking a retrospective look back on Deception, a game that saw many firsts in the history of Mortal Kombat. This was the very first game that had an online active server built into the game. Tremendous stuff. This was the first game to introduce death traps into the franchise, which is where you could throw your opponent into a stage fatality mid-match. You had to be very careful what you were doing. This game was also the first game to have the expansive Konquest mode beloved by many fans, where you could go explore the realms, talk to characters like talk to Johnny Cage or talk to Motaro or find Reptile in the Living Forest and go talk to him. A lot of fun in this game. This game had 3 fighting styles that you could choose from. Many classic characters returning that had not been seen in a long time. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Mortal Kombat Deception on the PlayStation 2. This is what the game looked like if you got the standard edition right here. If you got the premium edition on Xbox, this is one of the premium editions. And if you got the premium edition on PlayStation 2, you might have got something that looked like this, which gives you 2 discs. One of them has Mortal Kombat Arcade on it. This also has the longest story mode in the history of Mortal Kombat. If you're trying to 100% complete Mortal Kombat Conquest mode on Deception, it's going to take you upwards of 14 hours if you know where everything is at to 100% complete everything. Classic stages return like the original courtyard from Mortal Kombat. Without further ado, I say we get into the video covering Mortal Kombat Deception. Let's get into it. Now, first things first, this is the splash screen that you're greeted to when you boot up Mortal Kombat Deception. And then look at this menu. First off, very cool. You're greeted with classic Scorpion. I mean, nostalgia hit right away. Fantastic. You have Combat, Chess Combat, Puzzle Kombat, Conquest, MK Online, The Crypt, Content, which is where all the stuff in the Crypt would go. You can make different profiles, and you have your game options. If you went to video, you can actually play this in 480p if you turn on progressive scan mode. If your PlayStation 2 had component cables, which are the outputs with 5 cables, not the 3 white, yellow, and red that you may be familiar with. This was a 5 cable output, the progressive scan cables. It would put your PlayStation 2 from 480i into 480p, and it looked tremendous. We're actually going to be playing in that today on an HDMI modded PlayStation 2. So, and then you will change characters as you go through the menu. I absolutely loved that about this game back in the day. First things first, we're jumping into combat. Let's take a look at it. So here we have arcade mode, we got versus, and we got practice mode. Not too shabby. Let's go ahead and check out arcade. Now, I got everybody unlocked, but when you first got this game back in the day, you literally had, let me just go ahead and show you. You would only have the very first, the 4 center rows right there. Middle, top, and bottom. The 6 characters on the left and right, those were all characters that you would have to unlock in Conquest mode, which was tremendous fun. But let's look at the roster here. You have Jade returning, a classic character, Kenshi coming in from Deadly Alliance, Scorpion wearing cool armor, but he does have his classic skin, which we saw in the intro. Mileena, tremendous character. A lot of fans for Mileena. Baraka, who does have a classic skin on this as an alternate. Sub-Zero, Shredder Sub-Zero, looking fabulous. Sindel, tremendous character. Havik, goes on to become a huge fan favorite years later. Tanya, both of these characters in Mortal Kombat 1. Noob Smoke, the first tag team character that we would get in Mortal Kombat game. Now we had Baraicho, everybody knows Baraicho. Nightwolf returning to the franchise. Ermac, highly requested character to this day. Cabal, same thing. Li Mei coming in over for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. We have Raiden, this is Dark Raiden, our first iteration of Raiden. And we have Shujinko. I mean, Shujinko, a brand new custom character made for this generation. He was the Liu Kang of this era per se. He's the character that you go on an adventure with in Conquest mode. Hotaro, new to the franchise, made for this game. He is a guard for Order Realm, and he believes in true order, the antithesis of havoc and chaos. Ashura made her debut in Mortal Kombat Deception. Brand new character for this game. Same thing with Dairu. Cobra as well, very much almost like a kind of like a Ken Street Fighter character almost in Mortal Kombat Deception. Darius, fun character. Really, really powerful in this game, and extremely powerful in Mortal Kombat Armageddon still. Kira, female version of Kano, kinda. She's got Kano Ball, she's got Kira Ball, excuse me. She's got the Kiss of Death, which is similar to Sonya's moves. And Zombie Liu Kang, who was killed in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Now Liu Kang comes in once again in his undead form. But that's a good look at the roster, and you have 3 fighting styles for each character that you can do style branching combos. We'll get into that soon. But for now, that's a good look at the roster. Let's go to the next part and check out what's next with this awesome, awesome game. Ladies and gentlemen, chess combat was really where they began to push the limits of this game. So when you go into chess combat, you build a team. You could make Scorpion be the leader, Champion Sub-Zero. We'll make Ermac the Sorcerer. Then we'll get some. We'll go with we'll go Jade as the Shifter and the Grunt be Mileena. There we go. We don't need to save right now. But the cool thing about this is you would then set a trap. You can set. I'm going to set my real trap here, and then you can, if you're playing online, you could set a fake trap. And then what you're doing here is you're going. This is different from just regular chess. Your moves are the same, but what your goal is here is you're trying to take these power squares first off. Whoever holds the power square gets a little bit of a boost when you fight. See, now it's on. Now we're going to take one of our other characters here, and we're going to start moving over, and let me move up to here. And then when we square off, we actually fight in Mortal Kombat to determine who wins the battle. And let the battle begin, as they say. Now, I'm going to win this, and we're now going to have both power squares. This is... See, he's on... Kira being on the power cell gets... Oh, wait. Nice. Good move. Excellent. Oops, try to do an MK. Been playing too much Fight Cage. Try to do Mortal Kombat 2 move. Do I still have the same Yes. And that's the grab. So we take the square. And that is how chess combat works. And then at the end of chess combat, I mean, this probably doesn't even take but a second to do. We can probably win this match in just a moment here. We'll go ahead and finish the match for you. It doesn't take long. Once you're on both power cells, you have a massive amount of boost in your health, and then you can just proceed to just run through these characters for the most part. It's been a minute since I played, but we have the Living Forest. We're going to go through the stages too. This game had some tremendous stages returning to the franchise after a long time. The Courtyard being one of them for Mortal Kombat Arcade. So now that we've taken all the squares there, I'm going to take Jade, and we're going to start moving Jade over. We're going to go right to the king. In this case, Baraka. Yep. So we just got to take out this person right here. We're on both power squares. They're probably going to challenge us when we get to the other powers. Since we're standing on a power square. Oh, and I got Kira. Let's go.
Player 1 takes the square.
So, and also, I do want to point out, you have some really cool features in this, too. You could utilize, so the Grunt's probably going to challenge it. This right here. So you could protect... Oh, you son of a gun. So, their king is protected for a time. I cannot attack for a moment. I think it's 2 moves I can't attack their king and destroy. But, we're still going to get it. This game did have some neat stuff in it, like free grabs. So, like that right there is a free grab. The computer can't get out of that. And I think that's a free grab as well. And I believe... is it circle? Yeah. That's a free grab as well. So you can easily, is this it? Oh yeah.
Player one takes the square.
Tremendous extra mode. So your health for those fights is based off who has the power squares. There's nothing that they can do here at this point. It's basically wait until that spell wears off, and then we just go in and we're just gonna mob this character out. But Chess Combat adds such a layer of just dimension to this game that it is. After this, it's game over and on to the next mode. But this shows you there's so much to do on this game. Now, Conquest mode, when we get to that, I got a lot to say. Still waiting on this guy? Let's go ahead and take out all the rest of this team. I guess it's 3 moves here. And then this should wear off very, very soon. This is going to be devastating. Fight! Darius making his way to Mortal Kombat 1 recently, in the new Mortal Kombat game, returning to the franchise after a very long hiatus, blocking everything like an absolute legend here.
Player one
there we go.
takes the square.
Player one takes the square. Look at some of these cutscenes too. Tremendous stuff. Am I, really? Do I have any? Bro, you better not.
Killed.
Well, son of a gun, I didn't expect that. I didn't know they could, I forgot they could do that. They're gonna try to take me on this, but that's alright. They're putting up a fight. We could have killed that enemy 5 seconds ago had it not been for that protection. This is all a moot point. The computer's gonna put up a good fight, but you get to see what Chess Combat was like. There was different layers to this. There we go. Player one takes the square. So in this, if you were not the best at playing chess, that didn't really matter because you could just be good at combat, and you could really do some high damage just doing that. Is this? There we go. That's what I want to do. So I'm going straight to that dude. He's available right now. What's happening here?
Imprisoned.
Yo, all right. Can I do? No. Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do here. I should have moved my pawns out of the way. Let's go up here. Okay, the computer thought of everything for this. But this is just a brief look at Chess Combat, which is tremendous. I didn't expect us to be caught into the whole thing. But let's go ahead and finish it. Nope. But as you can see, it's like people used to say, like, I don't know how to play chess, I'm not going to be good at it. You don't really need to be a chess master as much as you need to be a Mortal Kombat master to get to your intended destination on this game. So they're going to try to make their way over to our king, which is fine with me. Going right over here. They're about to do something crazy. Yo, alright. I gotcha. Teleport. Alright. Bet. Let's go. We're going right back there, ladies and gentlemen. We are up in their face, and we're about to get this on now. Fight as hard as you might. It's over with now. We got this. Though, I'm trying to remember what Kano's. Oh, yeah. I think it's back forward for the Kano ball? Kira ball, excuse me. And you do have the same knife.
Player one takes the square.
Look at the living forest right there. Very, very nice. And look at this stage. That's the original courtyard from Mortal Kombat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to pay the piper. We're about to win chess combat. This is a very nice break when you were playing Deception online back in the day too. If you want to jump on and play something crazy, we'll get some Baraka action. This is good stuff. Nice. Oh, I think these are automatic. Yeah, these are automatic fatalities too. And that's chess combat. And when you win chess combat, it automatically does the fatality for you. You don't get to pick or anything like that.
Player 1 takes the leader.
Takes the leader. Very, very nice. I forgot about that. I missed that sound effect. So 15 pieces left, 10 matches won, 1 spell cast, 0 on traps, 14 total moves. And that is chess combat, ladies and gentlemen, Mortal Kombat Deception. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and let's keep this going. On to Puzzle Kombat right now, and I'll see you over there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Puzzle Kombat. The first thing you're going to see is Scorpion. And let's take another look at the roster without me in here. Scorpion, Baraka, Nightwolf, Ermac, Sindel, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Cabal, Jade, Mileena, Kenshi, and Baraicho. Now, these characters all did have a special move. Like, Scorpion's move is he will jumble your blocks up. Baraka will clean off the edges. Different things for different characters. I like Sindel because Sindel would arrange the blocks for you in a specific order. This doesn't take too long. And I'll just do one match and show you what Puzzle Kombat was like. So this is what we would do for fun to kind of break away from the combat per se. And you could play this online. People still play this online to this day. It's tremendous. Now, I drop blocks immediately and just get some blocks built up, because if you do end up getting your special, or you just build up enough blocks, you can call in stuff that'll just smash it down and you'll perform a combo, which is very, very nice to get. So always try to stack your blocks up to where they're going to be leading into a combo. Like, I can take that down there, that'll work. There was a little combo there. Like this here. And then we'll go with... There we go. And then start stacking away. Leave some stuff down there so you are kind of building up a little bit. And like that. Build that there. We're building up. All right, we're looking good. That was terrible. Now I'm looking for the auto arrange soon. We're trying to build our special up, and you will do that by breaking blocks. There we go. And when you build your special up, once you get your special completely built up, that's when you will get that special move. And the special move... Okay, there we go. The special move actually helps you out tremendously, because Sindel's going to organize all these blocks for us. And then we go right into dropping them on the enemy, which is exactly what you're looking for. Okay. There we go. Hit that. Take that. We're getting kind of backed up here. Oh, there comes the big one. There's the one I was looking for. Excellent. So that starts to build up our meter right there. And fiddlesticks. I think we're all right. All right. Go with that. We can use that. Stack it on the red. There's a blue over here. We can use the blue. That's a good help for us. That's a good help for us. Got the 2x combo. Combos are when blocks fall from the top and chain react blocks on the bottom. I think we can do this here and then use that there. This takes a little bit of concentration, obviously. I think we're doing all right. So we're probably going to get our super on the next round here. But this is a look at what you had for chess combat, or for puzzle combat. Now, I start dropping these pretty quick, just to get the blocks down and get some blocks built up. That way we have them ready to go. Just a nice little base to build off of. That'll work. And this is going to crash down. Yep, should have put that on the other one, but that's fine. Do that, that's fine. And then we got the black ball coming here, which is going to blow those up, blow that up, 2x combo. Hopefully we get our special in time and we don't just win this outright. If we do, my fault. We did too well. Usually you get one special before it's all said and done. We're coming up on it, but if the computer sucks, then... There we go. We're doing some good damage now. Okay, I'm going to do this like that. Drop that. Now, let me know in the comment section, did you ever play Puzzle Kombat? You can still play this online to this day as well. I really messed that up. That's my fault. Okay, now we're going to use that. Okay. Go with that. Go with that. We are making good progress here. We're going to use that. Use that. We're coming up on the block organizer, which is exactly what I was looking for. And that's going to be super when we get it. Here it comes. We're going to need it in a second, too, because the computer just dropped a stack of blocks on us. Let's go here. All right, we're almost there. Let's go. Yeah, here it comes. All right, so I'm going to use that to break that. And then use this. There it is. Super. Range. So what that does is it does that special right there, arranges all our blocks for us, and really will, if you then have a bunch of blocks sorted out, when you get a block that drops, you can just drop a massive amount of blocks on your enemy. And this really made for a fun mode online back in the day.
Down wins. Fatality.
And that is Puzzle Kombat on Mortal Kombat Deception. Tremendous fun, great loading screens, great stages. There's so much fun that you can have on this, and this is still online to this day. Alright, let's go back to the main menu and jump into the next feature on this game, which we're going to be jumping into, which is Konquest mode, which is absolutely tremendous, and I'll see you over there. Mortal Kombat Konquest mode. Quick glimpse of some amazing loading screens, and then we are right here. Now, I'm playing on my original profile. Let me just go over here and show you. We are in Earthrealm. This was a expansive story mode. Now, we all punched everybody in the village 100 times. You can talk to villagers.
Careful, stranger. The Brotherhood of Shadow might get you.
Or I might. You could attack villagers, or you could talk to them, find out what was going on. There was different things hidden in this game. You had to go explore in huts, go talk to Mortal Kombat folks. You can go talk to characters. There's different realms you can explore. This was truly groundbreaking for its time, especially for the PlayStation 2. There were certain areas on this map that you could go to. Like, take a look at this map. Tremendous stuff. Looks like an early Invasions map, you know? What we have now as Invasions, but you can time travel. There's your inventory as well. Everything's done on this because I've already played through this to 100% completion. But you can time travel and be at a certain location at a certain time on a certain date according to that clock and unlock super exclusive content. You could go down here to the beach. This is where you can talk to different people. And there's so much that you can do on this game mode, I should say. But this is the Nexus, where you can choose which realm you are going to go to explore. You would start out in Earthrealm here. You actually started out in the village, and then you train with Boraicho, and then you leave the village. You can only be in the village, you can only do the village one time. After you leave the village, you can never go back. If they ever remake this game, I hope they change that. If you miss anything in the village, you will get it later on, somewhere in Konquest. And this was the Nexus, where you could go and you could choose what realm you were going to go to. You had realms like Adenia. I think the last one's Adenia, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mode to just explore the realms. You could go to Outworld. You could wander through the Living Forest. I could go on and on and on about this game. It's truly, I think it's one of the achievements of the PlayStation 3 era. I'll be honest about that. Or the PlayStation 2 era, excuse me. I just think it's a crowning achievement on the level of something that we didn't see until PS3 as far as breadth of a game and everything that you could get into. See, this is Adenia.
Are you insane? I am not the enemy, Shao Kahn is.
But you can see down there, Adenia in the bottom right.
Are you insane? I am not the enemy, Shao Kahn is.
And you can go around, and you do have guards here too. Now, you can't attack everybody. Now, these are guards guarding Adenia.
Kitana is a traitor. She has abandoned Shao Kahn's rule.
Oh, these are guards for Shao Kahn. Oh, he fights back. Interesting. But this was Conquest mode. You'd go around and you would originally, when you're playing this, there's a chest I've never opened. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my original save file on this game. I had no idea that I thought everything had been gotten on this game. I have played through this and completed this game 100%. I've never gone back in and gone through and explored every hut because I never had any need to, because I've unlocked everything and gotten everything. But as you can see, there's so much to explore in this Conquest mode, because not only would you go through Conquest mode, you start in the village, then you go to Earthrealm, then you slowly go through all the realms that you see here. And wow, I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. I found something on Deception. 20 years. I played this to completion. It took me about 2 years to get everything, because you have to be some things, you have to be at a certain time on a certain date to get it, and it's next to impossible. When this game first came out, there was wrong information, and a faulty walkthrough was leaked online. So some of the locations and times were just wrong. But you would start in you'd start in the village, and then you would go to Earthrealm, the first one here, and then you would slowly go through, and you would end up there, and in Adenia, and then after that, after you're done, you get confronted by Onaga. And then after that happens, Shujinko escapes through a portal. Then after that occurs, then you can go back into Conquest, and then there's secret chests that are unlocked, and those are the chests that unlock keys in Mortal Kombat's Deception's Crypt that cannot be opened with money. You can only open them with keys, and those keys are only found in those chests after you beat Conquest the first time. After you beat Conquest, you have to go back into the realms and explore and find those hidden items to unlock the rest of the crypt. And it took me a long time, but I'm excited we just unlocked something new in Deception and Conquest mode 20 plus years later, because I beat this. This came out October 4th, 2004. It took me about 2.5 years to beat this, so literally about a little bit close to 20 years later, I just unlocked something new in Deception. Cool. Open a new chest. Pretty cool. But with that said, let's go ahead and go back to the main menu and go to the next feature on Mortal Kombat Deception, which is the online feature. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got something to say about that, and I will see you on that section. So Mortal Kombat Deception was the very first Mortal Kombat game to actually be online. When you would go to log in, you would have your profile. That is my original profile that I made on the very first day this game came out. you would click on Mortal Kombat Online, and it would take you online. You would use your setting that you set up. Now, currently, I'm not playing the online patched version of this game, so this is not going to get past the DNAS check, because you need to actually patch the game nowadays to bypass the DNAS. However, this game's still online to this day, and this was a glorious game to play back in the day online. There's the phone number that you could call if you were getting an error. If anybody wants to find out, maybe they're still there. I don't know. But Mortal Kombat Online, this is what it would look like connecting back in the day. For those of you that want to take a trip down memory lane, perhaps you grew up playing the game with going online like that, that's what it would look like. And what the DNS is it's sending a signal to Sony that bounces a signal back. It verifies you're playing a good copy of the game to go online. And they shut that off a while back, but you can patch the game to physically go past that. So, Mortal Kombat Online, just a couple quick stories. Tremendous time. Just absolutely tremendous time. Golden days. We had arcade online, we had chess combat, we had puzzle combat. It was a great time to be alive. But now it's time to discuss Mortal Kombat's Crypt, and I'll see you over there. This was so much fun. So you can go in the crypt here, and as you're scrolling through the crypt, it's got a very spooky, eerie vibe to it. Oh, what was that? You can see people running through the crypt. You never know like what's going on. Let's open a chest here. Let's go to EB, Ed Boon. What's under EB? 144. Let's see what we got here for Ed Boon. And this was tremendous. Now you can open this with currency, but some of them require keys, as I mentioned earlier in the video. And to get the keys, you have to find them in Conquest mode, and some of them are hidden super well. You have to be at a certain location, at a certain date, at a certain exact time, and the chest will appear for only a few moments. Cool, we got Ed Boon for the EB. Alright, not too shabby. EA, it's in the game. What'd they put as for EA in this game? But there was so much to do with the crypt. And this was filled with awesome, awesome content. Very nice. We got some Ermac under there. EA, I see it. Makes sense. I can't think of anything else. Like, these are the chests right here. I cannot unlock this coffin because I've already unlocked it. But this coffin, we couldn't buy it. You had to get a key. And some keys were criminally... Whoa. This game, this had spooky parts on it. Not spooky, but that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. Well, this is another key chest. You can't open it. What's that, Mileena? This was tremendous, though. Like, we spent so much time going through this crypt and unlocking stuff. Now, I'll tell you something about this crypt that I've not heard. There's Ermac. I've not heard this from anybody else. There are two unlockable characters in this game. Sindel and Kenshi. Now, if you're trying to unlock their alternate attire in this game, you have to unlock those characters. And then once you unlock them, they have alternate attire or their second fatalities. I can't remember which one. There's Reptile. But you have to play Conquest, come into here, unlock Sindel and unlock Kenshi, and then you can go back into Conquest and go to the location where their alternate skins or their alternate fatalities are, and then the chest will pop up. But if you don't unlock Kenshi and Sindel from the crypt first, those chests will never appear. So you can't just go into Conquest mode and find all the money, all the keys, and then come in here and then just unlock everything in one shot. You actually have to come in here multiple times because you have to unlock Kenshi and Sindel first. Otherwise, you cannot get those chests to appear that have their alternate stuff. I always thought these tombstones were cool. The ones that had a little extra stuff on top. Let's see what this is. Great memories, though, of the crypt. Absolutely tremendous. I mean, Ermac's alternate concepts were pretty freaking off the wall. That's interesting to see. But, you know, we don't get stuff like this much anymore. We'll take a look at one more here. I do like to see the top of this looking the top of the gravestone looking, you know, extra ornate like that. Very cool. We got this. Look at this stuff. We had it so good back then. And this is PlayStation 2. I mean, in the controller. We're playing this on our original PlayStation 2 controller. I could go on about the crypt. If you want me to do a video, oh, DR? Hold on, that's my initials. What we got in DR? I must have been hyped to see this as a kid. What is going on? There's Stryker. Marketing and Media Relations Team. Is that a Mortal Kombat 10? Like a Mortal Kombat cookie tin on the table? You know, like those like holiday tins that you would get? I wonder what that is. That's pretty cool. Nintendo DS? What's in the Nintendo DS grave? Let's find out. Alright, this will be the last one, and then we're going to go back to the main menu. We're going to check out some more of this game. The Living Forest. That is so sick. So we got to check out the stages too. That's another great thing about this game. Alright, that is the crypt on here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this game a little bit deeper and go into the content, which when you see this, it will blow you off your rocker. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you over there. So now we're in the content section, and you have characters, arenas, endings, production art, movies, photos, the soundtrack, Area 51 demo, and the credits. They went deep on the bonus content on this. Now, you got bios for all your characters. Very, very nice. This is Asha's primary costume. Her fighting styles are Chow Jua, Bai Gua. Very, very good. So you got character bios for everybody. There's a look at Sub-Zero looking super cool. There was just so much content on these games at the time. Never forget Sub-Zero's alternate attire on Deception. Very bold concept at the time. I always thought Sindel's alternate attire looked really good. So you have alternate bios for each character, along with their alternate attire. I mean, just tremendous stuff here. The arenas in this game are something to discuss. So the Beetle Lair. Tremendous new stage. You could knock somebody through the wall. That was featured in the trailer. Sky Temple for Raiden. You can knock somebody off the first level and then knock them off the second level to their death in a stage fatality. Slaughterhouse, you could knock somebody through the floor, knock them into an absolute meat grinder, which was tremendous. The Nethership Interior was the inside of the ship that you fought on top of in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. It's a Shang Tsung's ship that I believe takes you to his Lost Island, if I'm not mistaken. It had hanging bodies in there that you could, when you would fight, they would swing and hit you during battle. The Foundry, where this was a Mortal Kombat 2 stage kind of thing, where they was forging weapons. This was forging weapons and stuff for the battles. And so this is Hell's Foundry, and you could knock somebody into that steel press right there, and they try to run out. That was a stage fatality. One of the most iconic stages, the Falling Cliffs. This is where you would battle, and the sides of the cliff would fall off more and more. Slaughterhouse was a lot of fun. This is the bottom part of the stage that was up here, which is the Slaughterhouse. So that's, oh, that's the puzzle arena, excuse me. Oh, you had a puzzle concept. Holy crap. Yin Yang Island was very much like a Street Fighter kind of stage. Happy on one side, dark and gloomy on the other, and it would flip in between. Mortal Kombat 1's original pit makes a return for Mortal Kombat Deception. Sign me up. Chamber of Artifacts had gears underneath, and you could uppercut somebody from one side of the room to the other. They'd fall through the glass into the bottom of the stage. You could then uppercut them through the glass. They'd go over the top, smash through the glass, and fall down on the other side. Tremendous fun stage. The Dark Prison had cameos from many old characters. As you can see behind me, we do have Stryker, and you had many other characters in the prison cells that would grab you as you fought if you got too close. And when you got done, you could kick your opponent. You could kick your opponent into the squasher there mid-match as a death trap. Very good. The Lower Mines was one of the best ones. You had a stage trap right here. On the other side, you could knock them down, and you had a stage trap that was a grinder that was grinding like this. And on the other side of that, you had a ledge you could knock them off into lava. You do have the returning Mortal Kombat 2 Deadpool in this as well. The stages were tremendous in this game. Let's go up top here and look at Hell's Foundry. This is Hell's Foundry's puzzle arena. Beautiful looking. We have the Beetle Lair got a puzzle arena. Sky Temple got a puzzle spot. The Golden Desert was fun. You could knock opponents into the wall and a statue of Buddha would fall onto them, or one of these statues, excuse me, would fall on them and crush them, or you could knock them off the side over here and they would fall right down onto a spike. Tremendous stuff. Liu Kang's tomb, where Liu Kang is resting after being murdered by Shang Tsung. His 4 tournament victory medals are on display inside of that lit area in the back. Dragon Mountain. Stage was rumored to have a stage fatality at one point. It's a nice stage. Not a lot going on with the Dragon Mountain. The Yin Yang Puzzle Arena looks very nice. Look at these stages. I mean, oh, I forgot. So, this is another great stage. We got the Mortal Kombat 2 Portal returning in all its glory with the added Easter eggs of the UMK3 towers in the back. Just absolutely beautiful to see. Kuatan Palace returns for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. In this game, and also in this game, you can knock them into the lava, killing them quickly. Living Forest returns, looking tremendous. Was that... Oh, that was the... Wow, it's just so cool to see that. The Kuatan Palace, so some of these do overlap, I see. Which one was the one? The Portal we looked at. Yin Yang Puzzle Arena, the Deadpool, so this is the Nexus Arena. So that's where we had the Nexus, with the portals, but on this one you can actually just knock them off the ledges, and I believe this is where you talk to the Elder Gods in later games. Now, the Dragon King's Arena. This stage was so cool, because you could be knocked off mid-match into those spikes and just be impaled, and it looked tremendous. My personal favorite, Mortal Kombat 1's Returning Courtyard. Beautiful, beautiful stage. Quan Chi's Fortress returning from Deadly Alliance, except this time you can be knocked over the ledge into the lasers and be dealt with. That just deals with the arenas. Now, the endings on this game, also tremendous. This one right here kind of sums up and explains something. So,
Although Onaga had returned from the dead, he did not re-inhabit his original body. Sindel and Jade found his sarcophagus opened. His body remained, but the armor was missing. Strangely, the hieroglyphics in his tomb were similar to an ancient Edenian language. She discovered an incantation inscribed by Onaga's holy men that was intended to transport his soul back into its original body. As she was memorizing the spell, Onaga emerged from the shadows. Onaga could have defeated both Jade and Sindel, but instead, he took sadistic pleasure in unleashing Katana against them. He was a fool. Jade held off Katana, while Sindel thrust her Quan Dao into the heart of the corpse. As she screamed the ancient incantation, Onaga's soul leapt from Reptile's body into its intended vessel. The corpse came to life and cried in agony as the Quan Dao prevented its heart from reforming. Sindel held the blade firmly in place as Onaga returned to the cold sleep of death. With the Dragon King defeated, the realms were safe, and Sindel's daughter Katana was free from his spell. May Edenia know peace once more.
So there's where you find out who Onaga really is in this game. Onaga was actually inhabiting Reptile's body, and that's why Reptile was not in this game, because Reptile had been taken over by Onaga and turned into that. Now, as far as production art goes in this game, this is some of the stuff that we had began to look at in the crypt, but this is what you unlock in the crypt. Like right here was a torture concept for a hot kettle torture concept by Mike Turan, similar to a fatality, but the victim has a chance to escape torture by quick tapping an endurance meter. I kind of wish that we'd have got this. Like, it's like a death trap, but you can test your mic kind of the way out of it. I think they should revisit that someday. You got a nice look at Scorpion's MK4 render. But this is just some of the bonuses, and take note, you have 16 pages of bonus content to look at here. Like, you can look at Onaga's render, MK chess concept. Like, this is original artwork from back in the day. Like, look at this stuff. This is incredible bonuses. It's just nice to see this that we have. What is this exactly? 4-player battle concept. So, one of the earliest pieces of MK Deception's concept art, Ed Boon directed Mike Turan to depict an arena suitable for 4-player combat. It has a highly simplified center area to allow 4 high-resolution players on screen. The perimeter drops off for ring-outs or stage fatalities. The surrounding architecture would be further in the distance. It could be simplified for performance. That's crazy. Beautiful looking area right there. What is this, a Nightwolf concept? I'll give you another look at that briefly. Like, there's so much in this game. I mean, it's just beautiful to look at. So, and I just like looking at what they were getting into. Like, this is what was behind the scenes, you know, kind of being drawn up. And like, there was an undead general, falling cliffs concept. What is this? Slaughterhouse Death Trap. That's the Slaughterhouse Death Trap. So cool animation. Let's go over and show that off. Very cool animation of what actually was going to be like on this. And like I said, you got 16 pages of things to go through here. Like, look at this. What the world is this? Cliffhanger concept by Mike Turan. A player is knocked out of the arena but miraculously grabs a ledge, dangling over certain death. A special camera angle zooms in on the dangling player with urgent cliffhanger music. The quick tap mode allows players to feel like they're still battling. The attacker has the opponent opportunity to stomp on hands or kick them in the face to knock the victim off. The dangling player has the ability to climb back up or pull the attacker off the ledge. What? Imagine this in a game nowadays even. Like, this would have been amazing back then. Like, they had so many cool ideas. Player capture concept. I think this is, yeah, one of the players gets too close to the danger zone. It is temporarily helpless. The opponent gets a free shot. So this is kind of like in the jail. That one stage we talked about where the people in the cells will grab you. This was a concept for a noob smoke fatality here. Very, very nice. Who is this? Kira concept? Yo, interesting. Look at Darius. That's tremendous. 16 different pages. What is this actually? Oh, this is them planning out Earthrealm for different missions. But as you can see, I mean, to this day, I think this game is slept on tremendously. You have so much as far as content you can get into. Mortal Kombat Universe. What is this? Logo treatment of Mortal Kombat Universe by Mike Turan. The frame around the logo is a design of a modified throwing star weapon. The colored spheres inset into the star represent the 6 realms of the MK universe. When you finish the challenge of each realm, a corresponding gem would appear in its place. That's freaking sick. Noob Cybot player. Look, these are amazing. Nightwolf and Sonya from UMK3. I haven't seen that before. I mean, I don't remember seeing it. Obviously, I did. But, I mean, to take a look at some of this stuff, it's, what is this? Death Trap Chamber? Interesting. I've never even seen that. Chamber of Artifacts. I didn't know they were going to have one for that. But, you know, you still have movies to get into on this, which you had trading cards for each character. You had motion, you had martial arts. Like,
or penetrating foot, is one of the oldest recorded styles of Kung Fu. The art is 30% fist and 70% kicking. Hands are used to protect, but it is the feet that always attack. Most of the northern Chinese arts have adopted Chojiao into their style.
I mean, like, that's incredible. Like, I'm shocked, and these trading cards were tremendous. If you've not seen these, such cool stuff. It goes on to give history on the characters and things of that nature. Really, truly a lot to experience in these games. And you got interviews from Ed Boon and John Tobias.
There were actually 2 Goro models made, and one was used for the actual game. It was posed and, you know, changed so much that it kind of fell apart over time. And actually I have one of the original Goro models that's stashed away at home.
He must have a great collection. And these weren't long or anything. I mean, some of them were almost 2 minutes long. But this is just a tease of... I'd like to know how they captured that Mortal Kombat trilogy right at the end right there. That was very, very, very sharp. However that was captured. But you had all these trading cards. You had 3 different pages of different martial arts videos. You had 3 pages of character videos. You had the bloopers from Mortal Kombat mythologies. You had animations like this. Like I'm really surprised at how genuinely awesome the 3D era was with some of this content. It just goes on and on. This is a good one.
Dogs lick me. Because I wear clean underwear, and when I don't, it's usually quite brutal.
Excellent. Thank you for those wise words by Quan Chi. You still got photos to go through, too. So you got Carlos Messina. A little history on Carlos Messina. Motion capture actor and animator. Carlos worked for the motion capture talent, was responsible for martial arts direction and martial arts research. Excuse me, my braces are killing me. Ed Boon right there, voice actors, Jennifer Hedrick, remember that name. San Diego creative team, game balance testers. Herman Sanchez, still with the team to this day. Mike Boone, I think he still works with them. Brian LeBaron, I had a chance to meet him at EVO a couple years back. It was always nice. I got a good picture with Brian. Got long hair now. Mike Turan. John Vogel. The online team, quality assurance. Conquest missions team. Paulo Garcia. Still with the team to this day, I believe. Tony Goski. Todd Allen. Midway Media. Ryan Rosenberg. Steve Baran. The sound team, production. Sean Hemrick, I was about to say, wait, I was like, what is that? Producer. Sean worked on additional production focusing on online play, collector's edition, and Secret MK projects. Samuel Peterson is who I didn't recognize. Interesting. There is so much to get into on these games. What in the world you got going on, Todd? And then also, if you want to just get into the soundtrack on this game, you can go through and relive the soundtrack, which was tremendous. You had Combo Crusher. Nice. Character Select Arcade. That's a banger right there. So that's the arcade music. So when you fight on the chess levels, it's the original music. That's amazing. I didn't even know that. That's incredible. And then you also have the Area 51 demo on here if you want to do that. And then you have your classic credits, which had great music to it. I mean, and it just keeps going with how great this game is. Now, we haven't even scratched the surface. Now, profiles is where you go to make profiles. Let me see if I have, let's see what profiles I have on this right now. We got my Bret Hart account. Yep. We got my D-Wayne account on there, and I got a couple chameleons. I remember a long time ago there was a rumor that if you made the name Game Master, you'd be able to play with Onaga. And it was not true. So, these are my all-time stats on this game. 131 fighting arcade finishes. Let's go. Is that really it? That's crazy. 24 and 15 on puzzle. 2-0 in chess. Second player has got all those matches. So these are all matches I played with actually my friends in my apartment a long time ago when I had this game. And that's fantastic. Now, the number one thing that I did not get into yet is Mortal Kombat, the fighting of Deception, which was absolutely tremendous. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into that right now. So, I'm going to see you right there. I'm going to figure out who to pick, and let's jump into it. And ladies and gentlemen, I decided we're going to do this with Scorpion. And let me go ahead and make sure, before we get this underway, before we get this started, I want to make sure the audio levels are good. And it does look like it is. Okay. So, one thing I want to mention. You have excuse me. Excuse me. Unlisted combo. There we go. So knock that down like that. You do have an unlisted combo, which is 2, 2, 3, 1. There we go. That ends. Let's stick to the listed combos. So, what was great about Mortal Kombat Deception is the style branching combos. So we're in our weapon stance, but we can go back to the first stance. We just did a combo that goes from our weapon stance to the first stance to the second stance back to the weapon stance. Tremendous stuff. Really, really, really enjoyed how this game played. That combo right there is 2, 2, 3, stance change, 2, 2, stance change. That's an unlisted combo though that I was going for. So 2, 2, 3, stance change, 2, 2, 3, stance change, 3, 3, stance change. Now, I do think that if I remember correctly, go, see if I can turn this around so you can see these beautiful stages in the background. Look at those. That's just so nice to see. Now, I don't know why they decided to give Scorpion the classics Sub-Zero fatality in this, but here we are. He has it. Maybe he learned it from, maybe he told him to teach him how to do it before he killed him in Mortal Kombat 1. I don't know. Fan speculation. But this is the prison where you can see, let's go downstairs and see who's actually down there. I think I saw Striker and Rain. Scorpion on this game also had a really cool move. I thought that was so good. So look at our characters over here. We have Goro, Sonya, Sector, Kai, and if you get too close while you're fighting, they'll grab you and they'll hold you. On the other side, it looks like we got where is it? We got Fujin, we got Rain, we got Johnny Cage, and Katana. Not too shabby. And then if you jump over, knock him down, knock him down. I think this is going to be the end of him. We can knock him in at the stage trap. And that's it. But the cool thing about that is you can actually now get round 2 and it's like it never happened, and you're immediately he had so much fun that he could do in this. So many fun combos. Scorpion was a lot of fun in this game, it truly was, and it's a pleasure to play as this character. And let me see here. Okay, stop that. Oh, I'm in the wrong stance. I'm so used to playing Armageddon. Armageddon had 2 stances. This had 3. Oh, it's not a gun. Bonk over the head stuff. Well, let's go. Alright. Good fatality here.
No! No! No!
Scorpion.
Very, very fun character, though. And you can blast through this game with the fighting mode. Like, it really is. Now, I'm going to take a pause, and we're going to go straight to Onaga, and I will see you when we get back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back with you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we're on Onaga. So, let's see how we go on the Dragon King himself. So, we have to be careful. Let's get the Kami Dogu. Okay. Trying to get him on a sideways loop. Okay, we're kind of in a good spot. We are in a bad spot. Actually, we're in a good spot now. Yep. So what I'm doing there is I'm trying to line him up with the Kami Dogu so I can just go sideways and take him around the circumference of the stage. That's how you're supposed to. That's a really good way to fight Onaga if you want. So, line him up with the Kami Dogu around the outside of the stage. So when you do your combo, you hit the Kami Dogu, you do a combo, and it takes you right to where he staggers to the next one, and then you can step on the Kami Dogu, repeat it, and just run through it. That's probably the smoothest I've ever beaten this character, ever, in Mortal Kombat. Let me take out my other earbud that I had. Let's check out an ending in this game. Show you what the endings were like.
The Elder Gods had transformed Scorpion into their weapon in order to defeat the Dragon King before his plans of domination unmade the realms. With his enhanced abilities, he tirelessly tracked Onaga through the realms until finally he cornered him in the Nexus. The Dragon King had many allies, but they were of no consequence. It was in fact Scorpion who was the true champion of the Elder Gods, the enforcer of their will. Only he could stop the menace that threatened all that exists. Only he could defeat the Dragon King.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Scorpion's ending. So we've taken a look today at the combat. You did have versus right here where you could play 2-player. You did have your practice mode as well. And I do want to see, just to take you through the stages on this game once again, just to look. First off, Courtyard, where you would often start this as the first match on this game, which was a beautiful stage to see. The Courtyard making a comeback, loved it. You got the Portal, you got the Pit, the Deadpool, Quan Chi's Fortress, Swatan Palace, the Living Forest coming back, the Dragon King's Temple, which was amazing, the Nexus Arena, amazing fun. If you would see a weapon there, that would indicate there was a weapon hidden on the stage. If you see a weapon and a death face right there, the skull, that means there's a death trap and a weapon to be used on that stage. Sky Temple's there, you got Yin Yang Island, Chamber of Artifacts, the Nethership Interior, Hell's Foundry, multi-layered stages, multiple death traps on each stage, great variety of stages, great aesthetic to this game. You had classic skins for characters like you saw with Scorpion, Night Wolf, classic characters returning, Zombie. You also had regular Liu Kang, not just Zombie Liu Kang as well. Tremendous Mortal Kombat game. I could go on about Mortal Kombat Deception for hours on end because this game, to me, I think it's just that good. And when people ask me what is the greatest Mortal Kombat game of all time, I always go back to Mortal Kombat Deception Premium Edition, because in this package right here, you're getting Mortal Kombat Arcade. You're getting Mortal Kombat Deception, which comes with the arcade mode. It comes with Conquest mode, which is the longest story mode to this day. I should point out, if you're trying to 100% complete Conquest mode and find all those hidden items and hidden chests and everything like that, you're looking at a very long time. If you're doing all the side missions, you're looking at a very long time. This is what the inside of that looked like as well, and you did get a player card with this as well. Let me see if I can find that for you and show you what that was like. So this is the inside that had Mortal Kombat 1 Arcade, and this is the manual for that. Never forget, we did have a little memory card slot up there. But we actually got, and I've never taken this out either,
It was not by chance
little
that this
Mortal
Dragon
Kombat
King
Sub-Zero player card.
blame falls
made of
squarely
metal.
upon my shoulders for giving evil the chance it
And then we had the greatest
and
intro of all time, which I'm going to go ahead and mute this and leave the video for you to watch. But thank you for checking out the video. I hope you had a blast. I know I did. Don't forget that thumbs up. Share with a friend if you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to keep up with the future content. And ladies and gentlemen, let's check out this epic intro. Thank you for checking out the video. I'm going to head out now, but as always, I'll see you on the next Mortal Kombat video. Take care, friendos. Enjoy this intro.
Raiden fought well against the two sorcerers, and it seemed as though victory was at hand. But the combined might of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung proved to be overwhelming, even for a Thunder God. Raiden was defeated. The Deadly Alliance had won. Their victory was short-lived. As suspicion and lust for power overcame both Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, the former allies turned on each other. The Deadly Alliance was no more. Quan Chi defeated Shang Tsung and reveled in his conquest. But it is said that there is only one true ruler of Outworld. And that ruler had returned. Onaga, former Emperor of Outworld, the Dragon King. The prophecy had been fulfilled. The Dragon King had indeed returned to Outworld to reclaim his army and impose his dominance. Death awaited all who stood in his way. And so it was that a new alliance was formed out of desperation. Sworn enemies joined forces to combat a greater threat. Raiden began to realize that even their combined might was not enough to defeat the Dragon King. There was only one chance left. Raiden's sacrifice was in vain, for the blast had little effect on the Dragon King. Now Onaga has what he needs to shape the realms as he sees fit. I was the fool who brought him this power. Only I can destroy this threat, born of deception.